Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and the coverage of the Steam Summer Sale continues. We've got deals under the price of $3. I feel like once we get under the $5 threshold and even deeper into the $3 threshold, this is a lot of games that are really well received, but a lot of you guys probably already own them. But, you know, for the newcomers to the Summer Sale, which I've literally seen comments on my videos of people being like, this is my first Summer Sale, I'm ready to spend it all. These games probably would fit in your criteria, but maybe a lot of you guys will find some games you haven't picked up either. So let's get right into it. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, 85% off for $2.99. Now, longtime viewers of this channel will know that I am on a mission. An agenda on this channel is to get Sleeping Dogs to as many people as humanly possible. It is one of my favorite games of, I would say, all time, in the sense of maybe I wouldn't put it up there with the absolute best games like the Tier 1, the Red Dead 2s of the world, and the Resident Evil 4s, maybe not at that caliber, but the tier right under there, man, I feel like Sleeping Dogs fits right in there. And I know that a lot of people said, oh, it's just Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong. This is so much more than that, in that Sleeping Dogs is a game that deserves to be recognized for having its own identity. Yes, it has a crime focus in an open world, but it's got more of a focus on the gritty narrative, character development, an amazing soundtrack there as well that goes with the setting. It is such a great game. The hand-to-hand combat, by the way, is fantastic. For $2.99, it's an outstanding game. I'm still holding on to hope that one day maybe we'll get a Sleeping Dogs 2. You know, there's rumblings of a movie, and I feel like there's always some dialogue about people talking about how great this game is, but you know, it really does deserve a sequel, and I feel like a sequel would do well. I feel like it would really click in today's gaming landscape, but who knows if that'll ever happen. If it does or doesn't, regardless, definitely pick up the Definitive Edition if you have yet to. Includes the DLC as well. Great stuff for $2.99. Little Nightmares 2, 90% off for $2.99, featured in the Steam Deep Discount section. Man, what a deep discount this is, especially with Little Nightmares 3 coming out. Now, it should be noted that Little Nightmares 3 is being done by a different studio. Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2 was done by Tarsier Studios, and they did a great job. In terms of atmospheric horror games, man, these are incredibly well done games. What is the price point of Little Nightmares 1? Actually, it's not on sale, and that's a very strategic thing that they're doing to incentivize you to pre-order Little Nightmares 3, so you can get the Enhanced Edition remastered. Very clever there, Bandai Namco. I see what you're doing. You can fool other people. You ain't gonna fool me. I mean, they're not really trying to fool. They're pretty transparent as far as what they're doing here, and putting Little Nightmares 2 at a historic low price. I mean, very crafty, very crafty. Really good atmospheric horror game, definitely a creepy game as well, but they did a great job with this one. The studio that did Little Nightmares, by the way, they're working on a different game right now, a horror game, very much of similar aesthetic and style, but yeah, they are not doing Little Nightmares 3. Nonetheless, Little Nightmares 2, $2.99, great deal on that. Next up, STEINS Gate, 90% off for $2.99. One of my favorite stories in any entertainment medium ever. I love Steins Gate. I got exposed to Steins Gate via the anime way back in like 2014 was when I first watched it, but then I loved it so much, and I feel like a lot of people were in that category where they liked the anime so much, then they went back and played the visual novel, which adds so much more depth. Man, time travel stories are really, really hard to execute. They can be an absolute disaster, an absolute train wreck, but Steins Gate is a masterfully woven together narrative, and it's incredible. I mean, as far as visual novels go, this is a pretty damn good one to get started with, albeit a bit daunting with all the routes and whatnot, but it is tremendous. It is absolutely tremendous. If anything, watch the anime. You'll love the anime, then you'll want to play the visual novel, however you decide to do it. $2.99 for Steins Gate is highway robbery. Highly recommend that. Next up, we have Blasphemous, 90% off for $2.49. A throwback brutal action platform with skilled hack and slash combat set in a nightmare world. Explore, upgrade your abilities, and perform savage executions on the hordes of enemies. Bit of a throwback from a visual standpoint, but a cheap quality action game here to check out for $2.49. Next up, a game that I absolutely love, Bastion, is 80% off for $2.99. Man, I remember picking up Bastion on PC back when I don't want to say it had just come out. It was definitely 2012. So it was like probably 8 to 10 months after it had come out. It was the Steam Daily Deal. I think I paid $7.49 for it. I think it was 50% off. And loved Bastion, man. Yes, the gameplay isn't gonna blow you away at this stage in 2025. However, from an art style standpoint, it's great. The narration in this game is awesome, and let me reiterate, awesome. Like, it's really, really well done as far as how it tells the story, and the gameplay is fun enough. For $2.99, it's an excellent pickup, and it's done by Supergiant Games. All you guys that love Hades, look at where Supergiant put themselves on the map, and all of their games have been fantastic. Yes, Hades, like, blew up, and it was this gigantic game, but Bastion was great, Transistor was great, Pyre was great. An incredibly talented studio, and they did a killer job with Bastion. $2.99, great pickup on that. XCOM 2 is 95% off for $2.99. Now, I would recommend you to get the XCOM 2 collection, which includes War of the Chosen, the expansion. That's $8.10. Nevertheless, XCOM 2 is an excellent tactics-based title that had some atrocious PC performance when it came out. Really had atrocious performance across the board. But now as a tactics title for $2.99, I do think it's a really good pickup. Now, if you look at the recent reviews on XCOM 2, you'll see that it has a mixed reception. I believe that's because of 2K games and the EULA changes, so yeah, keep that in mind when you pick up any games from 2K, but if you're open to picking it up now, $2.99 is a great pickup for that. Next up, we have Spiritfarer Farewell Edition, 90% off for $2.99, a cozy management game about dying. As a ferry master to the deceased, build a boat to explore the world, care for your spirit friends, and release them into the afterlife. The Spiritfarer Farewell Edition also includes the heartwarming base game and the 3 major content updates. Overwhelmingly positive reception on this. 41,000 reviews, 95% positive. More of a narrative-driven title, emotional, and looked to be a fairly thought-provoking game as well. For $2.99, a good pickup there. Next up, Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, 85% off for $2.99. Y'all know me, I'm a CDPR nut hugger these days. I mean, people are probably sick and tired of how much I recommend Witcher, but bear in mind that for the next decade, you're gonna have to hear me talk about Cyberpunk as well whenever that sees a historic low price. But Witcher 2 for 85% off for $2.99 is great. Obviously, everybody loves Witcher 3. Witcher 2 is kind of forgotten about, and I would say this. Witcher 1 is really hard to go back and play. Look, I played through it, I liked it, and I get that people vehemently disagree with me on it, but there's a reason why Witcher 1 is getting a ground-up remake, and it absolutely deserves one, and I think it's going to be great. Witcher 2, on the other hand, I still feel like it's fairly playable to this day. It's not the expansive open world that Witcher 3 is, but it's still a worthwhile action RPG. The visuals are still great, and it does have controller support, so, you know, washed-up old men like me rise up that can't play with keyboard and mouse. You know, controller support is here, and for $2.99, I think this is a great deal. I really like Witcher 2. Not as lengthy as Witcher 3 either, but a worthwhile RPG for sure. Killing Floor 2, 90% off for $2.99. Obviously, blood and guts, gory co-op shooter here. I know a lot of people love their Killing Floor. If you got a group of friends to play with, it's a great time, incredibly replayable, incredibly addicting as well. Killing Floor 3 is coming out, but, you know, that game seems to be in flux. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully they do a good job with it. But Killing Floor 2 for $2.99, excellent deal, especially if you can get some friends to pick it up as well. Just Cause 3, 85% off for $2.99. Just Cause 3 is an awesome open-world action title. If you just want to mentally check out and enjoy the chaos that video games can sometimes bring, Just Cause 3 is the game for you. Long day at work, you come home and you just want to create some carnage and chaos, Just Cause 3 will be there. Crazy explosion, not really carnage in the sense that there's a lot of blood and guts, but in terms of explosions, insanity, Just Cause 3 has you covered. You're not going to get emotionally invested into this story, but as far as the game goes and its gameplay, yeah, Just Cause 3 is a damn good time, and for $2.99, great pickup there for that. Mad Max, 85% off for $2.99. Another open world game of a different sort, has that vehicular combat focus, and it's Mad Max. It is an enjoyable game. The combat in this game I thought was really enjoyable. Story picked up by the end. Unfortunately, you'll never get a sequel on this either, but for $2.99, I do think this is a worthwhile pickup. I remember back when this came out in 2015, just being blown away by this game from a PC performance standpoint. Now, obviously, the game takes place in this barren wasteland of a desert, but I will say, again, I remember playing this game on, like, older hardware at the time, or lower-end hardware at the time. I want to say it was, like, a GTX 950 that I was using at the time, like, just to test this game out. It wasn't in my main rig, but, like, a 950 was running this game really well. And obviously, that's not as relevant today. All of you guys are gonna probably murder all of these games on this list, but I still remember the game was incredibly well optimized back in the day, so that was great. Next up, Hotline Miami 2, wrong number, $2.24 on this. Hotline Miami is always a good time, just absolute fast-paced, gory action, but the gore comes in the pixel graphics, so, you know, take that for what you will. It's an enjoyable game, and one that really is fun to go back and play at any time. 224 on that. Tomb Raider 2013, 224 on this. Y'all can call me a simp for the new Lara Croft, whatever. I recommend these games ad nauseum. It's great. And Tomb Raider 2013 is a little bit of a shorter Tomb Raider game. I mean, the Tomb Raider games aren't lengthy, but this one you can literally complete in like 8 to 9 hours. Now, there are some optional tombs and things of that nature, but 224, a game that you can play through over a weekend and have a pretty good time with, and absolutely recommend it. Shadow Warrior 2, 90% off for $2.99. Been mentioning Blood and Guts a lot. This is a Blood and Guts gory action title. Visceral as all hell. Nothing too crazy from a narrative standpoint, but the stylish action gameplay absolutely there, and for $2.99, excellent pickup for Shadow Warrior 2. And lastly, we got Broforce, 80% off for $2.99, an action-packed side-scrolling run-and-gun ode to freedom, putting you in the control of an underfunded, overpowered paramilitary organization dealing exclusively in excessive force. Overwhelmingly positive reception on this one, 47,000 reviews, 96% positive, a throwback pixel graphics action title, all that for $2.99. But that is gonna do it for me. Deals under $3. Again, this isn't getting through everything. We didn't go deals under $2 because guess what? We need content on this channel, and that video is to come. So be on lock for that, but $2.99 and under for all of these games. Fantastic pickups. Go check them out. Links to all of them in the description box below. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.